and 3.
Ready? Hey guys, Carl with HYREL3D here. We have a problem. We're going to call it the Emperor's New Clothes problem. We have been shipping some units out of a batch of power supplies, or with a batch of power supplies, and we found out that there has been some failures in the power supplies. Of course, we could tell everybody that that doesn't happen, but the bottom line is it did happen. So we're making this little video clip to show you how to replace the power supply should you be one of the unlucky recipients of one of those power supplies. We've already removed everything out of production and replaced them with known solid suppliers. This is one of the problems when you're dealing with multiple suppliers. Anyway, no excuses, just going to show you how it's to be done. If you do it our way, it'll be easy. If you do it some other way, you'll be learning new bad words that you want to teach the sailors. All right, let's get going here. Here's one of your units. Right here is a typical series of tools you'll need. That's a M4 and an M5 Allen wrench, a number 2 Phillips. X-Acto knife always comes in handy. 10mm combo wrench, flat blade screwdriver, small. You're going to want a small tip on it because you're going to be turning a screw in a terminal block, a pair of pliers or wire cutters, needleless pliers, some tie wraps, maybe a couple sticky guys, because it may require that you, or it might look nicer if you dress it up. Here's your printer. We slide out the side here. Next, you're going to want to get access to the plate. So this door is open. I tilt it up, and it just comes right out the side. All right, that is your plenum cover, which I'm putting down here. And now you'll see that this is your power supply. Some of the screws are available, but to get access to the power supply, we really didn't plan on changing this very often. We have to remove this part and this part right here. These two members, once they're removed, the changing the power supply is very straightforward. So let's get started. Getting these guys off, you have to pry carefully and pop it out. And I like to use a combination of a pair of needle nose pliers and a small bladed screwdriver, okay? And I have to actually get access to several of these. So let's just see, there we go. And in it goes. There we go. Be careful not to scratch anything. We don't want your beautiful HYREL printer having nicks and stuff in it. At least I don't. And there we go there. One in the back here. These are just little plastic covers. If for some reason it gets boogered up, look in your kit. We'll be including those with any replacement power supplies we're sending out. They're not worth much, but they're hard to find. Let's put it that way. So if you don't have one, it's not like you can get it at the local Home Depot. Unfortunately, we have these specially sourced for us, and they make it look a lot nicer. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do after that is I'm going to lift up this carefully. That's my cover. And you can set it down somewhere else or just shift it to the side. It makes it easy enough. Start on your, a piece of foam or something like that. It really helps if you can put this underneath and stick it like so. Actually, that one's not as big as I'd hoped for. I'm going to fold it twice. Because now we're going to take the foot off. 10mm wrench. Come down here. Just loosen it, and then it just unscrews like that. There is a specific order that the screws come out, and I'm going to need the M4 or the M3T handle. Who has the M3T handle?
One here.
Yep, thank you. Okay, next there should be a screw.
That's the M4.
Oh, that's an M4. I was lying. I don't need it anymore. Can have it back. Okay, and as I said, it is sometimes easier just to reach in there and pull it out. All right, next will come the M5. Again, this is not complicated. It just follow these orders, you'll be fine. And now we are going to come in here, and this one you got to be careful because there's a video cable that's going inside here, so you want to make sure to keep it to the side. You know,
that's the video cable right there.
keep it to the side, away from the nut as you're redoing it, so it doesn't chew through it. Uh-huh. And believe it or not, you have to remove this to get access to the other bolt. That's why I'm taking it out. You might think you don't have to, but you'll find that it does not unscrew properly the other way. It's kind of those crisscross bolt pattern here. So, and I spin it while pressing on it with the screwdriver to help it work itself out. It's almost there. Come on, there you go. Needle nose pliers. Well, let's take it. There we go. Now you come in here. All right, and then there are 3 screws. You just loosen them. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then this will just lift right up. That was easy enough. And now we just need to take one more screw off here at the top, and this will be apart. And the printer stays together pretty good. The chassis is fairly solid, so you don't have to worry about everything else coming apart. But be careful, because this can fall on the floor, i.e. the member we're just playing with. I'm almost done. There we go. All right, so those are your 2 parts. And now I'm going to push this back just a little bit. All right, here's your power supply. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Coming back up with this. Just counterclockwise to loosen them. I know you guys already knew that. I just letting you know that I knew that. Alright, now is when the wire cutters start to be really handy. To unroute the cable. So you have to cut your cable ties. Be careful not to cut any of the cables while you're doing the cable tie cutting, even though it's fun to take it out on the power supply. It's not his fault, or it is his fault actually. Anyway, alright, there's another one right there. I actually like the new power supplies better. They don't have all this rotten cabling everywhere. Okay, to get this out, you have to tilt it up. Do not, see this, the cable right here? Make sure your wire is down below it, because that wire actually makes a difference. And there we go. Pops right up there. Now we can get this guy and bring him out here. And now once he's starting to go, we can start undoing connectors. And that is the sum total of those guys, and all we have left to do is to disconnect the 12-volt line right here, which is the yellow and black wire. Please take note, the yellow and black wire. The yellow goes to the inside of the board, the black goes to the outside of the board. There are 2 connectors there. Okay, and that's where this tricky guy comes in here. And there's one, and there's the other. And now this power supply is officially not removed because it has this wire on here. That wire is for 3 volts, so I'm cutting it. Okay, so the replacement power supply is sitting over here. Looks like it's already been pinned, cut, shrouded, moved around. Now we will just lay it right in here. And in it goes. Alright, and now go your 4 screws. When you put these screws in, be aware that you're just going into sheet metal. So don't over torque this like you're trying to set a world's record for the hardest amount of torque to put on a screwdriver. These are thin sheet metal screws that they're going into. You're going to start all 4 screws before snugging them down. If you tighten one prematurely, you'll make the other ones not go in properly. Alright, and you notice I'm just making them snug. Just take them down finger tight. Notice the amount of lack of force I'm using. Alright, voila, it's done. It's back in. Now we need to go ahead and finish routing this back up. We will include some cable ties for you. I find it easier to put the cable tie wrap on this particular one and start it and actually go around this. Let's see, that's our black. And where is our yellow? Got the yellow. Okay, these guys are taking a different route. The black and yellow wires that are going to front, you can tell they have two tinned ends on them. Again, they will not be tinned if you are buying this power supply at a local dealer. If you're getting it from us, we will prepare these things and get them all set up for you. All right, just take it down. It still moves around a little bit. I pop the paper off of this thing. I'm going to move it back down here, and I try to come in just about directly under the spine here, right in the dead center, like so. All right, there you go. And now you can cinch that up just a little bit. Now I come around, and I'm going to try to start plugging these guys in. Make sure that the yellow wires on this small connector go towards the inside of the board. The other ones are pretty self-documenting. Let's see what we've got here. I've got a couple of... Okay, this guy is a double-double. This one's a single-double. And this guy is right there. So this guy will go to here. They are the funny 5-pin connector like this, or 4-pin connector with the 45 on the side. And these should have been trimmed off on this one. It is imperative that you put all these back in. Do not cheat and not put them in. There you go. All right, that's down. That's good. I try to dress the cables back up a little bit. I'm going to tie them once just to keep them from running all over the place, keep them from coming loose. That looks okay. In comes my first tie wrap here. Actually, I can bring all that through right there. Okay, and I actually cut this tie wrap off of here because I want to control this a little better than that. There you go. This guy comes up here, and I'm actually rerouting this flat cable the way I like it routed. Make sure you know the red stripe where the cable's going to go to the outside. I'm just routing it down underneath so it doesn't get tied up with the loose wires that are up here. That's not a requirement, but it is a good thing to do. And make sure that that's on. That looks good. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's see another thing that needs to be done on this guy. This is a brand new unit, so this should have already been set up, but I was just squaring that connector up. Oh, by the way, some people get worried about this symbol here, the power not being any particular orientation. It is not an easy thing to change. There are some people that can actually spin this, but we are not some of those people, so you're just pretty much stuck with it pointing off axis. Don't try to change it. That's something for a factory job, not us. It doesn't affect its functionality whatsoever. Alright, so now I need to come through and insert my 12-volt line. And I'm looking, I have a couple nubs on the end here, so I'm cutting just a little bit of the nub off because I needed to not have a big stopping point. There you go. Now I'm going to use the needle nose pliers. But one of the tricks is to take the terminal block and to unscrew it even further and then push down, and you'll feel it click when you do. Oh, there, do you hear that little snap down? Now it's got room to open up, and now I will come on in, and I have got to move in from the side. This is very important that you get this in correctly. Yeah, it's probably one of the trickier parts of the whole process. And so I am trying to get it to work itself in. And there we go. Wow, okay. If you don't have luck with that, you may have to get a paper clip or something and push it in so that it opens the wiper blade back up. There's a little wiper blade that serves to keep keep the wire from getting cut. So it acts like a flat piece of metal on top of the wire. Okay, that's solid. I'm feeling it now. I just gave it a little tug. Now I'm coming back with the black wire. Again, the yellow wire goes to the inside of the board, the black wire goes to the outside of the board, and there we go. There that is. That completes that. Now we're at a bit of a thing where we're going to cut the video off in just a second. The reason why we're going to do that is that there's a modification for this board that has to be done. We will show that in a little bit separate video, but it is just to tie up the
Cables?
no, the LCD. Otherwise this is done.
Okay.
And ready to be reassembled.
Right.
So yeah, you can I'll dress it up a little bit. You'll put back in the vertical piece, then the
First.
horizontal piece, and then you're done. Okay, you can terminate it. The video